Hello everybody, Live Letter 87 has just concluded, and wow, there was a lot of great news for Cosmic Exploration that I just want to go over with really quick. First off, the first part of the Live Letter was specifically addressing both Cosmic Exploration and Occult Crescent feedback that they've been getting, because there has been a couple different things that the community has been rather vocal about not enjoying. Particularly the fact that GP in Cosmic Exploration has been a big sticking point of it's annoying. There's a problem with being able to do gathering missions back to back to back because you had to wait so long for your GP regeneration. And I'm just going to go ahead and get this out there as the first part of the live letter. They did say that GP that you use during your mission, as well as your cordial cooldown, will be reset at the end of a mission turn-in. So now if you start a mission and you use, say, 500 GP, once you turn the mission in, you will actually get that GP refunded to you, and your cordial will automatically come off cooldown. Now, this is not going to be implemented until 7.3, but it will be implemented before our new planet, because they did confirm the new planet will be in 7.31. I think this is the perfect solution for what they needed to do to make the gathering missions a little less tedious, as it really just solves that ability to repeat missions over and over again without having to sit here and wait for your GP to regenerate, making the downtime between the missions just too incredibly long. So I think that this was a good solution that they ended up coming up with, and I'm pretty happy with it. I know that GP regeneration was probably the most talked about subject in general, just because of how annoying it was to do the missions for gathering. I know for myself, I was holding off on doing my Disciple of Land point grinds because I did have a feeling that this would be something they would address, just because there were so many people that were upset about it. So I am very happy to see this change. I think this is a great solution. Another thing that they mentioned that will be something they'll add in 7.3 and for future planets is you are going to be able to use your mount while in Cosmic Exploration. Now, this is a change that I don't necessarily agree that they needed, but I guess there were enough people that were kind of upset that they couldn't use their mounts in Cosmic, so I don't see it as a bad change. It's just a change that I didn't really expect. I figured with the Cosmo liners and the way that the map travel works in Cosmic Exploration, that mounting wasn't something that we were going to be getting, but I'm okay with seeing it added. It wasn't just on my list of things that I would want for Cosmic, but it's not a downside that I'm upset about. Now, a thing that I'm very, very excited about is we are getting retainer bells in Cosmic Zones on the planets, including in this one, which will be added in 7.3, I believe is what they said. I just think this allows people like me who have my retainers going out for ventures often to be able to actually maintain them while I'm doing my Cosmic grind, and I don't have to leave, go to a different zone, go to retainer, and then come back here. It was just way too much work, especially if you're doing quick ventures of like 40 to 60 minutes. It was just way too much work to constantly hop out of the zone to re-up them over and over again. I think adding a retainer bell into Cosmic Exploration was a very, very desired thing. I saw a lot of people talking about it, and the cheers that I saw as soon as that was announced really just proved that this was a feature that a lot of people did want, and I'm happy with this one. A couple of the smaller things that they talked about, just general quality of life kind of things for Cosmic Exploration, is they said that there will be some adjustments for mission times. Specifically, they talked about the gathering ones, where some of them are a little close on the timing and make them a little difficult. They said they are looking into adjusting a couple of those to make them a little bit easier. This is probably a change that's going to help a lot of people. I did enjoy the difficulty of the really narrow time windows, but I do understand that it can be very frustrating for people, especially on those ones that are essentially pixel perfect. You have to be clicking your cooldowns exactly in the time. So there's definitely some tweaks that they can do on that, and I'm happy to see that they will. They also said that for sequential missions, they're going to make it so that the UI is a little bit more intuitive, give a little bit better of a notification to let you know that you have a sequential mission. because right now it is just like a text line in your chat box, and if you don't know to go to the stellar missions and go to the second page to be able to see those sequential missions, a lot of people haven't actually noticed them, and it's definitely something that I do think that they needed to do a little bit more emphasis on. So I hope that we see an easier way to determine those. They also mentioned that as soon as you do complete a stellar mission, the report function will automatically pop up on the screen. This is something that they said they should have probably just had at the start, because it is weird that you have to click on stellar mission to then turn in, even if you have a gold star rating. So just having it automatically pop up is something that they're going to be doing. One of the other things for the base upgrade specifically that they talked about is having more consistency where all of the vendors are going to be, and making it so each individual base upgrade keeps them in the same relative location that they should be. So for example, on any of the cosmic research vendors, they should always be in like the southwest region, no matter where you are in the base upgrade, so you don't have to keep relearning where they move them. I think this is a minor thing that I understand the gripe about, but it's whatever one way or the other. But having a consistency of where the vendors are in the base is probably a good idea. But speaking of the upgrades, they talked about the upgrade fates, which I know a lot of people, especially on smaller population servers, were having a lot of trouble with. The failure and then losing all the bonuses like the red alerts and the mech ops, as well as having to wait repeatedly if you failed multiple times on those fates, was a definite part of cosmic exploration that people were not a fan of. They did say that they're looking into solutions to make this a little bit better, as well as maybe adding something that happens when you fail to make it not as bad. We'll have to kind of wait and see what they come up with on that one, as they didn't give a lot of details, but it is something that they acknowledge is a problem. We also will have the holograms automatically in the next planet. They won't be tied to a base upgrade for anybody that is trying to get that contribution level to be able to get themselves up on this board here. You will be able to do it from day one of the new planet, instead of having to wait for that to be added to the bases as we upgrade later. They also mentioned that they understand that going to Best Way Burrows and then going to Driving Way in order to get to cosmic exploration isn't the thing that most people enjoy doing. So they are looking at adding a way to do a ticket directly to Driving Way so that you can just get there a little bit faster. And this is a fine solution in my opinion. Having an Ethernet directly to cosmic exploration would probably be a problem when you think about the fact that there's going to be 3 more planets. So just having a ticket to Driving Way is probably the best solution that they have, and I think that's an okay solution. And the final thing that they acknowledge is that the reward system for after you finish your cosmic tools is not enough of an interest to keep people coming back to cosmic exploration, outside of those people like myself who are pushing for that 500,000 point grind. There's not really a lot of incentivization to continue going in cosmic, so they are looking at new reward structures to keep people more interested, and I'm very excited to see what they come up with for this. Now that's everything they talked about for the addressing of any of the problems people had with cosmic. So now let's look at the 7.31 confirmed new planet, Phaenna. Yes, you heard me right. That is confirmed for 7.31, which should come out in around mid to early September, about 4 to 6 weeks after 7.3, which I'm still predicting is going to come out on August 5th. They are putting it as an early August release for 7.3, so it's either going to be the 5th or the 12th. Unless there are some sort of delays that we aren't aware of, I do believe it will come out on the 5th though. Now they didn't talk too much about the planet, but they did show off a couple of different pictures here, and it really has a nice, colorful, vibrant look to it, especially compared to the moon, where it is a very just gray and white everything. I'm very excited to have a new and colorful world. What do you think about these changes though? Are these hitting the mark for what you wanted for cosmic exploration? I myself am pretty happy with everything that they addressed, and I'm very curious to see how they actually handle the upgrade fates, as I do think those are the one piece of content that I would love to see a little bit of change, because I do think the downsides of having that downtime between each of the failure fates and being able to not upgrade your server just because not enough people participated did feel a little bad. We'll have to see what they come up with. I do think that the GP change is exactly what I was hoping for. I think it's a very balanced way to fix the problem that we have. between crafting and gathering missions, because you can just spam crafting missions very easily, and gathering missions were a little bit of a slog. So this is a great solution. Well, thank you very much for watching though, and I hope you're as excited as I am for the next planet in 7.31. I'd like to give a special shout out here to all of my members, and you too can become a member for only $1 a month, and that'll get you access to some of my videos early, a high quality symbol next to your name down in the comment section, and a special role in my Discord server if you'd like to join me there. If you did find this video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you later.